Good morning, everyone. I'm doing another video on a subject I addressed in a not too long ago in a video. Okay, uh, I just have to reiterate and just uh, you know um, bring this keep this in our attention span because this is unacceptable. Okay, it's about this gender war that's going on between our people. Uh, I don't know where it came from. I'm not sure who or what started it. I kind of feel that it has a lot to do with MK Ultra, um, mass brainwashing that people in high places and high power that study people are doing against our people with this gender war. Okay, so I'm not new to this so-called gender war. Almost 20 years ago, I was on the net, and I just came across this forum called blacktown.net, and that was the first online experience where these men got together, supposedly black men. I believe that most, if not all of them were, and they were saying some of the most slanderous things about us. A lot of it lies. I mean, just stupid lies, ignorant lies that can easily be disproven, like the lie that they say that black women left the civil rights movement to join the white women's a movement against black men. That is the most ridiculous mess that I have ever heard. First off, it was leaders like Martin Luther King who suggested black women join in with the white woman's fight, her feminist fight, her fight against white oppressive male power, to as a leveraging tool to kind of like fight the white male power structures from two different sides. Okay, so it was never us that decided we didn't want anything to do with our own people's struggle and to help white women with their struggle. That is the biggest lie. Now, it was suggested, but as a mass of women, we never went over to white women's lib and stuff like that, even though we were interested in, we needed our reproductive rights too. We wanted economic rights too. You know what I'm saying? To get paid the same for the same work that white males do. To be able to have careers other than mostly maids and house cleaners and cooks and stuff like that. Okay, we had our issues with the white male power structure. It was never against black men because black men were not the ones who were oppressing us as a people. So that's a big lie. That is a big lie. That makes no sense. They're lying on us. So, like I said, I've been privy to this growing movement against black women for quite a while. Okay, some of y'all might have been privy to it since for the last 10, 15 years, maybe 5 years, I don't know. But, almost 20 years, over 20 years for me. So, blacktown.net is no longer their domain. If you look it up, it'll take you to some Oriental forum or domain or whatever, or subject or whatever they're talking about in that respect. So I don't know what happened to them, or where they are still congregating or not, or what. I have no idea. Okay, so like I said, I don't know where this mess came from, but I know that rap music and its degradation and misogynistic music and videos against particularly black women added gasoline to the fire. our men, listened to that mess, and they ran with it, and they started acting out what it is that they were listening to. It became, drug dealing, gang banging, and all that became, something to aspire to. And how that came about, for the most part, is because of the influence of rap music. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. All that came about as a result of rap music. Okay? But I believe that this started way before, rap music. So now here we are today. Brothers been online, whole forums, just talking about slandering and making fun and light of black women for years. I don't have to name them for you. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with them. One major one that people seem to have forgot about, how he used to dog and talk about black women, and especially dark-skinned women, is Tariq Nasheed. So we know about the other ones. I can't even think of that other fool's name. And the Kevin Samuels coming in, chiming. Now he's trying to clean up his act a little bit. But he's just another one online hating on black women. Really and truly, these men, they don't like any fucking woman. These males, they don't like women, period. But they really hate us. And these are the men who are coming out of our wombs and being raised by us. So I'm not going to go into that right now, but I'm going to go into the fact that sisters are now making videos about black men and using the same ratchet talking points about black men that black men have used against us for years. They've even gone, I've heard content from certain YouTubers that have gone as far to call black men out of their names and use the same slurs that white males and other races of men have traditionally used against us. Boom. What is that? What is that? All kind of names. Gorillas. The ape. I mean, oh my God. As sad as it is, I have to laugh at them, okay? I have to laugh at them. So just to make things clear, I haven't listened to YouTubers and content by black men who have always had some negative and derogatory things to say about black women. I haven't listened to them in years. But now I'm seeing more and more sisters online fighting back, which we should, but not the way that we're doing it. Okay, you got sisters online telling sisters to abort their offspring if it's a male. What do you mean? Talking about don't have no black male. What are you talking about? What in the world are you talking about? How are we going to propagate our species if you abort all the black male babies? For one, that don't make no sense. It seems like you're on some type of genocide kick. You talking the same mess and talking points that I heard black men say over a decade ago, talking about let's leave these bees alone and let them die off. They were telling other black men, let them die off and leave them alone. That's genocide. We have complained for decades and centuries, really, about the genocide committed against us by other people. And now we're committing it, or are suggesting that we should commit it, this genocide against ourselves. And if black men are so horrible to whereas you would abort a black male in the womb to keep him from coming, into the world, why be with, if you feel that way, why be with a black man in the first place? Why be with them in the first place? Go get you a Chinese or a Mexican or whoever, whatever, and stop talking this mess online. Now, don't get me wrong. I know sisters have a divine right to be angry at all of this, but we should fight it. But there's a way to do it, okay? And this is not the way. This is not. I'm not gonna lie. I have had personal back and forth with brothers online. I've called them out their names. I call you a jigaboo and a buckwheat in a minute, but I'm not gonna get on my YouTube page and call black men those names constantly every time I make a video, and call and just generalize a whole population of males with those names. I'll come at you one on one, and really and truly, I really want to just stop, that altogether. Now I see what's going on, and it's just terrible that our women have been affected by this gender war to the point where we are today, telling each other to abort black male babies. That's genocide. Our enemy don't have to genocide us anymore. They got us to do it. We're doing it for them. They don't need to kill us no more. We doing it. And I remember talking to this elder a long time ago. I think I was 21. No, I wasn't 21. I think it was like 25, 26 years old. And she was telling me that her friend was traveling and she stopped to get something to eat. Now, I believe this was like in the 60s. And she said that she was sitting by some white males, and they had their backs turned to each other. I don't think that they could really see each other, or they weren't paying attention, obviously. She heard them talking about black American people. They were talking about us. And she said, one of them said, we don't have to kill these N-words anymore, because when we bring these drugs in, they gonna kill each other. Baby, these people have had this genocide, self-genocide against us planned for decades. And you know that they were so evil and diabolical that they gave drugs to our children to sell so they could kill each other. Not the grown men, the children. And that's what you're seeing today. The graveyard, the cemeteries are full of our young men below 35 years old. I mean, full of our men below 35 years old. They had planned this decades ago, and we are doing exactly what they planned for us to do. Now, you got sisters talking about abort your black male babies. Lord have mercy. What in the world is going on? That's unacceptable, sisters. Like I said, you have every right to be angry about what's been said and about us, the disrespect. I've seen black men come online and say things that say as if they wanted to use what they were saying to torment us. And I'm like, to me, it's like, what is your purpose for doing this? What are you getting out of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, they just want to torment us. Like, for an example, I think I was on Twitter. I was somewhere, and this was a black male. I don't believe that all these male anti-black women are black. Okay, I don't think that all these. I think that there are some troll posts here or there, and troll accounts, but the vast majority, 99% of them are black men. And he was saying, talking about how 250,000 black men more men are married than black women. So that suffices to say that over 250,000 of our men are married to non-black women. And so he put a bunch of laughing emojis at the end. I'm like, what's so funny about that? What do I had to dig into him because I know exactly what to say to these hood boogers. To shut them down. I know exactly what to say, honey. And I'm not going to say it here because I don't want nobody picking that up and then making YouTube content or whatever, wherever social media that they use, and using those talking points against black men in general. Because I don't do that. All right? So, sisters are going to have to accept some responsibility for how these men are turning out and coming against black women. Because every few hours, every time you look up, a young black man has killed a black woman because she was pregnant or because she said something he didn't like. I mean, will blow your brains out. She said something I didn't like. What the hell is going on? And this ain't no rare. This is not rare. This is occurring on the regular. All right. So, like I said, it's not our fault. All right. They try to say that single mothers is the reason why our men have turned out this way against the women of their people, the women that looks like and is racially related to their own mothers because of single mothers. That is the biggest lie. Black women have been raising young males as single mothers for probably, I'm sure, millennium. That has nothing to do with what we're dealing with today. Even though, being a single mother is hard. I'm not a mother, but I've watched, I watched my mom do it. It was very difficult for her. It's not easy. I mean, the children fare better in two-parent family homes, but you can raise, as a single mother, you can raise a decent male. You can raise a decent, sane, and pretty well-balanced young man, okay? So I have to make women accountable to, sisters accountable to a certain extent, okay? Because why I say this is because I feel that even some of us may have encouraged our son's view of black women because of how we view each other. I kind of feel that it even has more to do with the fact that we're not paying attention to our children like we should be. We're not monitoring and paying attention to the music that they listen to, the videos that they watch. We are not paying attention to the fact that our children are seeing commercials and seeing pictures on toys and advertisements, whereas they'll show a black woman or a young black girl with a white male. That's a subliminal message, okay? That's a subliminal message that they're picking up subconsciously. We have to, when we take our children around and we see these subliminal advertisement, we have to say, look, this is, I know you see this a lot, but this is not us. This is not how we do it. We don't agree with this, okay? This is some bullshit right here. You have to talk to your children about these things. You have to talk back at the TV when you and your children are watching that TV together. You gotta be more vigilant. And I don't know how you can expect to raise a well-rounded black man who respects women, and you listen to all that misogynistic, violent music yourself in front of your kids. You listening to it yourself in front of your kids. Turn that shit off in front of your kids. Wait till they go to school if you got to listen to that mess. Listen to it with your headphones. Stop playing this music around your children. because whether you know or not, they're being influenced. So I got to put that on that part on black women. Also, when I go into these the pages of these YouTube, particularly YouTube content creators who spew this black male hate, I always tell women that, I'll post and say, we might not be able to do anything about these men, to these young black men and these older black males today. But these children, we have to raise them different. We have to get to our male children and nephews, cousins, before the outside negative influence gets to them and distorts their mind and way of thinking. And one thing that you should always tell young black boys, because you got influence on the outside of the home telling something totally different. You should tell your young man to respect black women. If you don't respect no other woman, you need to respect black women. Your first choice in a mate should be a woman that looks like your mom, me, or your aunt. I know that's what I told my nephew. But when I tell black women this, I get shaking my head. I get all kind of stuff. I get stuff that it's amazing to me. It's like they're saying they refuse to do something like that, but at the same time, you want to complain and hate on black men for what they are saying and doing to black women, but you don't agree that you should teach your young black men, to males and children, to respect the woman of his own people and race and choose her first. You have a problem with that. So this shit that's going on. This is weird. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just, I can't get with it. I don't understand it. It's like we have now become our worst enemies, and pushing and encouraging our own demise and genocide. You got sisters on YouTube supporting swirling, and the first type of male that they are encouraging other sisters to swirl with is a white male. Why a white goddamn male? Why not a Mexican? Why not an Asian? Why not Latino? Why is always got to be some white male that you want sisters to swirl with? And then we, not too long ago, we had a fool, bougie fool, boule fool, suggesting that black women marry white men specifically, not men of other races. He didn't say that. He said, find you a white man to marry. And his mate is a black woman. What's going on? What is going on? Okay? Let's go on. I want to go back to sisters raising their children. You got to be careful of how you interact with other black women, because they're picking up on that. If you have hostility against your sisters, they gonna pick up on that, and they mimic you. Children, they mimic us. Okay, they do what they see us do, not necessarily what we tell them to do. So you got to be very conscious of what you say about sisters, how you interact with them when your children are around. But sisters don't want to hear this. They would rather you tell them to abort black male babies in the womb. They would rather tell you something like that. But it's like a two-edged sword. No matter if the man that you are pregnant by, the race of this man, your son and daughter will still be considered so-called black. You are the progenitor of black males. It don't matter if the mate is non-black. Your son will be black. So I guess you're going to have to abort your sons by all these white men that are non-black men that you are trying to encourage women to date, our sisters to date out with. Like I said, our enemies don't have to kill us no more. We're doing that to each other. They ain't got to do nothing but sit back, watch, and get some popcorn and laugh, which is what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. You know what I want to see? Because I feel like we've addressed this black men who are online and talking down and slandering black women that they do. I want to see the day that we just stop giving energy and attention to them. Stop making videos slandering all black males, and just stop it. Talk about whatever else. Stop giving this energy and let it be. Turn your back and move forward. If you want to get you a non-black man, go ahead. But just stop it. At least stop making public videos. We're not the only reason people that are watching these sick videos. Everybody from around the world is watching it. We don't have no shame. We're not embarrassed by this. We don't understand social protocol at all. Not one bit. We don't go, we don't know how, we're not understanding how important it is to be on code with each other. You can say whatever you want to say on about and feel the way you want to feel about black men, but don't make no public posts and videos about it so thousands and millions of people across the world can be a witness to that mess. So it's time to get on code. It's time to teach the children and learn social protocols. There are some things that you never do as a race in a specific group of people. There are some things that you don't share with, we can share with each other. We don't share with the whole world. Okay? So, yeah, that's about all that I wanted to say. And I hope sisters don't take this as me being defensive against them or talking down about them. That's not what I'm saying. That's not who I am. That's not how I feel. I love my sisters with all my heart. I love black American women more than any other melanated woman on this planet. I put you on the pedestal. I put you first. You are the most important person to me. I don't put, I'm not saying I'm not concerned at all about other women of color, other black women, foreign women across the earth. But I'm definitely, my focus is definitely not on them. My focus is on the women of my own people. All right. So I don't know what we're going to do. This is, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. We are now propagating genocide against each other and encouraging others of our own people to do the same. To do the same thing. We got a vicious spell on us. Oh my goodness. I'm just praying and praying for our people, our women, our children. I mean, brothers are taking 2-week-old babies and throwing them in rivers. Like I said, killing their girlfriends, and because I don't like what she said. Don't have no problems killing no women. Oh my God. I'm just at a loss for words. So, we need more content creators that is going to stand up and say, look, we ain't putting up with what you black males are doing, and we're not going to put up with the females too. And we need to bring this thing back into balance. But it's Right now, I don't know how. I mean, it's going to take a long time. I just don't know what to say. We got to bring this thing back in balance, back into balance. We got to fight against the enemies of our people as a whole. We got to call the specific, these people creating this hateful gender content in our community against each other. We need to call them out. And if we can, begin to the process of shutting them down. If they, I mean, it's one thing to talk about the issues, but what's going on is what I'm listening to, what I'm hearing is something totally different than talking about the issue. Okay, so thank you all for listening. Please like and share this video, and you all have a wonderful day.